Hello. Hello.
Hello.
My name's James. This is Tom.
And we're Animade. Oh wow. Us and
13
this
other people.
Lovely group here.
We're Animade. And as Owen said, we're an animation and digital production studio. And the people you can see up there are our sort of full-time staff. And the mix is sort of half digital, roughly, half digital, well I said half, a third digital, a third animation, and then the other third is production staff. And we're like sort of big believers in the power of what can happen when you bring all those sort of different creative disciplines together under one roof and just kind of make some cool things, really. And what we're going to show this evening is just internal studio projects. We've done a lot of client work over the year, but from the very outset, we've been big believers in sort of the power of internal work, both to sort of generate ideas, creatively speaking, and also we've really found that the studio work that we've done in the past has yielded the most interesting client work as well. So yeah, we're going to dive straight in and show you something that we sort of started doing towards the beginning of the year.
So yeah, there's a bit of a mix here between like animation focused, digital focused and products, and also that kind of wonderful world of the crossover, which is why James and I started kind of working, collaborating together from the very beginning, over 5 years ago. So I'm going to kick off with an animated piece. And this was an internal project that we started. It was right at the beginning of the new year, 2015. And we wanted to do something that we could turn around quite quickly, like a mini-series piece that we could release weekly. And the idea was to get social media involved as well. So people would suggest a prop. We would then take that, run with it, and animate this weird little animation, put it out there. This is the first one. I think James suggested this because we hadn't actually put it out to social.
It's called Ballsack.
So yeah, enjoy. Apologies if the sound is loud or quiet. We'll adjust it in due course. Perfect.
Ballsack.
Yeah, Merry Christmas and good night. So that's it's also a nice kind of tone starter. Tone starter, is that a thing? To suggest what we're all about, and we love character. We love the way that you can kind of get a laugh, you can emote, and get people involved. And I think that's where we really found that this year has been very much a case of trying to explain that, like I did just there, and also rebrand. So we've gone through, well, James, you explain.
I'll do my best. So yeah, over the years, like as Tom said, like he and I have been working together for about 5 years now. Initially as Chambers Judd, top right. And sort of since then, we've always sort of tried to do work that sits between the bounds of like digital and animation, and we've gone through a load of iterations of producing that work. Animade has always been producing the animation side, obviously. Digital went from Chambers Judd to Hover Studio, and then this year we brought it under sort of the Animade banner, as we wanted to do all client services Animade because it was getting really confusing. We were sort of getting emails from people saying, oh, do you do animation, do you do digital, do you do this, do you do that? And we just wanted one point of contact. You can come to us for sort of great characterful work. So one of the things we did this year was a rebrand, and that was headed up by our senior designer, Mike Guppy. It's a little Christmas sting there at the beginning of the website. And it really helped to sort of solidify both our image sort of going out to the public and to potential clients as to we represent this characterful work regardless of what the delivery format is. And also internally to really kind of give everyone who works at Animade a sense of the culture and a sense of what we believe in, that we sort of believe in this kind of unified approach to creative work. It doesn't really matter what the output is, it's about the feeling that you can generate with it. Obviously the logo mark is a really important part of the rebrand, and we knew from the start that it was going to be sort of moving, and obviously the kind of way that we do it was really important that experience for people coming to the site was as seamless as possible. So we do all our animation in After Effects, and a lot of the sort of digital sort of development work we've been doing this year is getting sort of animation out of After Effects as characterful as we possibly can, and then putting that into a digital format, be it on a website or sort of an app or whatever that format might be. So yeah, a lot of our I'll let Tom
so and that with the demise of Flash, well, things are changing. So it's been quite an interesting year for us in terms of the technology. We found an amazing open source plugin that's allowed us to take After Effects, get it into HTML5. And that's the nerdiest it's going to get, but that's been exciting. Our 2015
was actually quite exciting.
That was a champagne moment. So all the stuff on the website, we started to embrace that and use that, and it's those kind of things that we take into our personal work and our own kind of internal pieces that we then kind of test out there, so we can then use with clients. And that moves on nicely to this piece, and this is when we're not always doing client work, and in the time that we have set aside, we like to get everyone to just kind of broaden their working palette and just to see what they come up with. This was a project that Milo, one of our animators, worked on in his downtime, and it was just a lovely thing because it was a short film he made. He did all the sound design himself as well, and it just really led through into a really nice digital piece as well.
So yeah, the aesthetic that Milo came up with there was obviously amazing. From as soon as he showed us that, we were like, we've got to take this further. So we kind of sat down with himself and a couple of our developers and designers and thought, how can we take this further? So this ended up becoming Frankensim, which I know it's nice that very kindly featured. And the idea was to sort of, I think it was billed as a postmodern Prometheus, and the idea was that you can sort of take all these little individual body parts and create your own human face out of them, like whatever that may be.
So this is all interactive, by the way. This is online, and you can play with it.
The internet,
the wonders.
And it was such a great example of getting the animators together with the developers to sort of figure out how we can push an idea as far as we can while keeping sort of suspension of disbelief going. Yeah. Just gonna do another squint. Ooh. So it was an amazing challenge for the developers to make that work and to find ways to make it work. And it really represents, sort of the characterfulness that we really believe in whatever we're making. So yeah, it was a lovely piece to make.
Yeah. So yeah, that's still live. So please go and check it out. It's a good 15-minute wasted of your day.
So from the beginning, we've always really believed in sort of sharing amazing things that we find not made by ourselves. On the digital side, we run a blog called Hover States, which some of you may have heard of perhaps. And Animade actually originally started out as a blog, and we've been kept this blog running for sort of the 5 years that we've been going. There's now over 1,000 animations in the blog archive, which we recently relaunched as Alpha Channel, which is sort of the animation counterpart to Hover States. And so there's 5 new animations we post up there every week, and it's our way of sort of staying relevant and current with the community and really sort of engaging with what's out there and sort of showcasing all the amazing stuff that's being made new and also that may have been forgotten about. There's loads of amazing things we unearthed from years and years ago, so it's a wonderful thing. We, like James says, it's all about, there's so many animation blogs out there, but what we like is kind of finding those things that may have been popular a couple of years ago and actually pulling them back and showing people who missed them, because it's more about an archive, and we're really keen on making it a very searchable and useful tool for students, clients, anyone who needs to source an animation and doesn't want to just see the latest thing that's on Vimeo. Moving on, feed hop. Yeah, so, my typeface is missing. I know, it's not supposed to be Helvetica. Imagine that's Nitty Basic.
Oof.
Anyway, so we also make sort of digital products as well as doing sort of client digital work and obviously Frankensim and all that sort of thing which you've seen. Earlier this year we launched something called Feed Hub, which is billed as the no-nonsense newsreader. It was kind of born out of the idea that there's a load of ways to read news at the moment, like RSS readers, like Feedly and whatnot, and it felt like they were all really overblown and just did way too much. They tried to kind of encourage you to do things that, frankly, you didn't really want to do with the news. You just want to read some news stories, and that's that. So this is something we designed and developed in-house earlier this year, and you should definitely check it out. It's at feedhop.io. And it's another, because it's such an internal thing, it's a really, really great thing to have like burbling along in the background and keep sort of everyone engaged with that side of what we're doing. So yeah.
All the popular blogs work on it as well, as you can see there.
Yeah. It's nice that, fully functional. And this is a brand new thing. This is actually being developed at the moment. As sort of an animation and digital company, we do a lot of storyboarding, as you can imagine. And that process is, frankly, a bit of a pain in the arse. Like we use InDesign, sometimes we use Keynote sometimes, and while they're both kind of good at what they do, then neither of them particularly really fulfill all of our needs. And we spent a lot of time, all our animators' time and our production staff time, kind of building these PDFs, basically, which seemed ridiculous. So we're currently building this app at the moment. Basically, all it does is you can sort of drag images in, you can reorder images, and then you can spit them out in a nice-looking PDF that you can send to your client. That's it. And it's something that saved us a huge amount of time in the month that we've been using it.
Just in the last month, and it's a godsend.
So it's something that we're going to be developing for the public to use over the next, sort of beginning of next year. So yeah, look out for that.
Keep your eyes out. And to finish on we're 1.5 minutes over, but to finish on something a bit Christmassy, this is an animated interactive piece that kind of combines everything that we love and do, and let's leave you with this. There you go.
Thank you very much.